If y'all haven't seen this before, let me tell you, you're looking at one of the greatest sights in the whole wide world, the Grand Canyon. It's a masterpiece, carved by the Colorado River over millions of years. That canyon, it stretches about 277 miles long, about 18 miles wide, and is over a mile deep. Now, that's one big old hole in the ground, isn't it? And just think, if you were sitting at the bottom, you'd be looking up at a cliff taller than most skyscrapers. It's like a Mother Nature went all out making this one. Now, you might be wondering, how in the world did this place get so big? Well, folks, it didn't happen overnight. I'll tell you that. We're talking millions of years of rivers flowing and rocks eroding away. The canyon's got these layers of rock like a giant wedding cake made by old Mother Nature herself. Each layer tells a story. Some of these rocks are over 2 billion years old. Yep, you heard that right. 2 billion. That's older than your grandma's secret recipe for crawfish etouffee. Let's talk about this here Colorado River. Except I don't have a picture of it. But let's talk about it. Colorado River, the lifeblood of the Grand Canyon. It's been running through the canyon for millions of years, wearing down the rocks and creating all them twists and turns you see in the canyon. This river ain't just a pretty sight. It's powerful, folks. Over 1,400 miles long. It flows through 7 states. And let me tell you, it's responsible for some of the most beautiful landscapes in the country, including this here canyon. This river been working harder than a shrimp boat in the Gulf. When I tell you this place is big, I mean big. To give you an idea, the Grand Canyon is so large you could fit a whole state of Rhode Island inside it. Imagine that, Rhode Island, all tucked down in the bottom of the Grand Canyon. The canyon's got enough room to fit a couple of football fields inside each one of the rock layers. And them cliffs, some of them are so tall, they make a crawfish ball look tiny. But here's the kicker. The canyon is still growing. The Colorado River keeps eroding the land, still changing the shape of a canyon every year. Now, I bet you didn't know this, but the canyon ain't just rocks and dust. Oh no, sir. The Grand Canyon is home to all kinds of wildlife, from big old bighorn sheep to all them little critters scurrying around. The canyon's got different ecosystems, like layers in a gumbo pot. Each part of the canyon supports different kinds of plants and animals. You can find desert plants at the bottom, and high up on them cliffs, you got some pine trees and even some Rocky Mountain jumpers. It's like a nature's own little buffet. Now hold up, this canyon ain't just a natural wonder. It's also got a whole lot of history to it. Native American tribes been living around here for thousands of years. The Habawaspi, Hopi, and Navajo all call parts of this canyon their home. They didn't just look at the Grand Canyon like it was some pretty hole in the ground. Oh no. They saw it as a sacred place. In fact, some of the caves in the canyon hold artifacts and ancient tools used by the people who lived here for centuries. Just goes to show, Grand Canyon ain't just about what's below the surface. It's about the stories that go back to the start of time. Here's something for you. Did you know the Grand Canyon isn't just deep and wide? It's also home to some of the oldest rocks on Earth. These rocks in the canyon are so ancient, they've been around longer than the dinosaurs. Some of them rocks have seen the rise and fall of entire civilizations. That's right, these rocks could tell you more stories than a Sunday afternoon fish fry. Well, that's about all I got for you today on the Grand Canyon. Ain't it something special? From its ancient rocks to the wildlife that calls it home, this place is a living, breathing history book. If you ever get a chance to visit it, do it. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this little ride through the canyon, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss more stories like this one. Y'all take care now. You hear me?